Hi friends. I wanted to talk a little bit about inner child work, healing the inner child wound, or however you say that. I was just thinking that this process of healing the inner child and then integrating it back into your everyday life is a lot like being in slow motion in a crane crash that has already crashed, but without letting the whole bottom fall out, managed to hold on to just enough wheels to just slowly regain control and not like be a complete shit show. So it's like the whole part of where you're coming in and you're just knowing it's done and you're knowing it's done, and then it's horrible, and then it's just a little bit less horrible and a little bit more relief until it's finally smoothing out. And then the moment where everybody on the plane realizes that that's the worst it will be. That wherever they are, if they've made it this far, that's the worst that they will have to have gone through. And all of them in the plane, I think. So I want to talk a little bit about I'm trying to figure out how to word this. So through my healing of that space, there was a lot of my inner child personality or feeling or emotion or consciousness. That channel existed a lot more in my day. And it's only been recently that I've been able to blend so much of all of the healing and all of the understanding, pretty much through the entire parts of the day. And I've just now completed my third week. Like, it's slow for me because it's not been a rush. Especially with that space, I totally try to avoid it. I won't lie. Like, I mean, for the first year of my work, I was like, we don't need to look at things if they're not here, you know? But it was blocking a lot of the next steps. And it seems like in January, when I kind of let go of that blinder, if you would, it's just been like full force, one after another, and it's been like snowball. And like if you've ever gone swimming in the ocean when you're swimming out and all of a sudden a wave gets you and it's just like and you're like going into the ocean like somersaulty if you're lucky. Yeah, but like I'm now to the part where I know everybody in the plane, we've made it, you know, and we've already gone through the worst. We have gone through the worst. Yes. You know? But still, like, it's just so, God. Oh, it's so amazing being on the side of it and thinking about it and realizing emotional journey is the only way to describe it. Allowing yourself, for me, it was allowing myself to dissect all of the people, all of the versions I had become to serve the people that I was trying to blend in with or get approval of or be loved by or whatever it was in the time. For me, I was very codependent in a way that if I didn't get validation from someone that I felt was worthy to be giving that to me, like there were times, for example, like if I'd hang out with just my sister, I'm saying just because that was my personality about it. Like just my sister wasn't enough. I would like it to be a friend and my sister. You know what I mean? And then the thing was, I would kind of like emotionally like terrorize my sister at times, like while trying to entertain the friend. And I did that a lot, like as as a young adult, and I feel like I've done it to friends too, and going back and looking at those parts of myself and, you know, letting go of the judgments of myself and to others and the blame, like, oh, well, I did this because, and just letting it be. Who cares? It was because it was because it was. And especially now with my more knowing and understanding of creation and how all these things come into play, because it doesn't feel like it matters so much to me anymore because I have that understanding, you know? Whereas before I did the work, I felt like there was no need to go there because it wasn't right here. It was more avoidance, as in now I just know, because I know the bigger picture. I don't need to know I don't need to remember. The ones that I remember, I remember well, and when the time comes it needs to like be reminded in me, it comes. Like, I don't spend a lot of time in thought or in search of thought. So that's also been another big freeing thing from this whole space. I was thinking about going to sleep the other night, and before, a friend of mine, Teresa, her and I used to talk about how hard it was to sleep. And now, like, I'm kind of a person where I can lay down and be resting in moments, you know, and in fact, I can just rest a few minutes and feel like I've gotten like a ton of rest. Which is also why I can kind of lay around and be lazy if I let myself find that space, because it just feels good. You know, it's allowed me to finally practice more of a still meditation, which before my hang up was I kept falling asleep. If you sit me still that long, I was done. But now I've learned how to keep myself awake and still practice a more quiet, still, communicative meditation versus just an alignment seeking. A lot of times when I talk to people who are having a hard time, I can't quiet my mind. Dude, get it. Same here. I encourage like doing the multiple meditation or moving meditation where you got more than one thing going on, just to kind of keep your mind happy and stimulated and on your focus and in your joy, in your senses, and just in a good place. So that if nothing else, if you can't even communicate, ask questions, or receive messages from your higher power source or big me, you could at least reach alignment, so that if at any point you find that quiet, you may be able to be inspired or realized by that. So, but now, because I have been wanting to go deeper in that, like, I want more instant communication. I've been practicing kind of asking a question and then trying to let my mind get really quiet. One of my easiest ways is washing the dishes. That water, that sound, just like boink. It's like brain butter, you know, and it just soothes it all. And it's so easy for me to just hear. Same as like if I'm walking and it's like a fun or a nice or a beautiful walk, you know, which is most of the time the walks are lovely. Yoga, obviously, dancing, you know, things that feel good are super alignmenting. Are in a state of alignment. When you feel good, you're in alignment. The better you feel, the more in alignment you are. It's windy here, friends. And hear the wind chimes. God, I'm so happy the wind chimes have been going off. It's the winds of change, y'all. So, okay. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. But this was just about the idea of this is my thinking about the inner child work, what it's been like, an idea of what it's looked like. And because today, as I was cleaning and preparing for this exciting new week in my world of creation and allowing and manifesting, you know, I've been really considering that personality of the inner child, you know, for myself, and just kind of letting her, they have the day. Yeah, and I was also relating it to kind of wanting to integrate that into my manifesting. I've been practicing a lot of sacral manifesting. I've been sharing that in a couple of one-on-one sessions, and then maybe a little bit in the self-care, self-love island. But a lot of my friends know that that's kind of how I've been focusing. But this morning I was thinking about another friend who had been doing inner child work and her wording, and it reminded me of like Matt Kahn, and I'm like, And I remember, actually, I was conversating. I was talking to Rose as I was now sweeping. Sweeping is also super alignment for me. And it's like really meditative, but allowing. Like I can really like talk kind of to myself there. It's just so like I can turn it off and on. Like I'll think and then I let it go. And then I think, you know what I mean? So it's super easy. It's really weird how the dishes and the sweeping, it's like, oh my God, if I can hypnotize myself, sorta, but not, that's what it is, you know? Anyway, enough about that. The inner child, come back, Nancy, come back, where were we? Oh, and the manifesting. So I remember being young and just thinking something and it would be like, there, thinking something and there, you know? And as I was talking to my higher power, Rose, I was thinking, wow, let's go back to that. Let's play that creation again, because that was so fast. And of course, I didn't have the resistance. Like, that's the thing. Your inner child, your back then child even, we didn't have all these things that we've learned as adults, reasons why things are hard or why they don't just happen and why you have to work this way or why this is that way, and all the things that create resistance in our body and doubt. You know, doubt in ourselves, doubt in others, doubt in the outcome, doubt in body change, doubt in money change, doubt in. You know what I'm saying? But if you can imagine tuning into that inner child, that feeling of, you know, I just want it because I do and it'll be so fun when I have it, and letting that person think about your new creation, and then see what happens, you know? I don't know why I just said that like I was on a big show, but I did. So anyway, the music is like behind me, like do, you know? The wind chimes are going. I got the pillow holding the phone up. The house is clean. It smells amazing. It's a wonderful Monday here in Nancy Land, so I have nothing to not smile about, you know? So I'm just gonna wrap this up, and that's where I'm going to be in the midst of all the other work that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to stay as tuned into my inner child as possible. And I just wanted to share all that to say, like, maybe try that. Like, do you have a way that you can imagine and remember being the little you? Not little you as in human you. That's how I usually talk when we're just sharing about, like, working and manifesting and meditation and praying and how all that works, and downloading and allowing and blah 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 blah, you know. Usually little me is human, big me is spirit me, right? Rose is big me, Nancy is little me, Nancy Rose is us combined, Nancy Rose is aligned Nancy, human Nancy, right? But in this case, I mean little, like when you were a kid. Whenever you can remember, God, I remember like thinking something and it was there. I was like, whoa. You know, I'm sure we can all remember that. I hope so. That was one of my favorite times of living. I mean, except for the fact that I could not wait to grow up. Oh. So now I'm going to get back to that space and play as a grown-up. It's like, Okay, I'm going to go. Have a wonderful Monday, friends. Let me know if that makes any sense, or if it triggers any thoughts or ideas or memories in you. As always, you can share in my messenger, my inbox, or however you say that. Hold the dick pics, still don't want them. Bye, guys.